Here's something almost nobody gets right. You think a dead battery is empty, drained, useless, ready for the bin. Wrong. When an electric car's battery dies, it's still about 80% full. 80. We retire it not because it's empty, but because its range and fast charging have sagged below what a car needs. That's the 80% rule, what engineers call 80% state of health, the fraction of its original capacity a battery can still hold. And even dead, a pack is worth hundreds of dollars in raw materials. So we don't bury it. We can't afford to. Remember last episode when I asked where all that lithium goes? This is where. Over the next 10 minutes, we follow one retired pack to whatever comes next. Reuse, recycling, and the race to close the loop. And I'll answer the hard question honestly. Is any of this truly clean? Stay with me. The most valuable thing about a battery might be what happens after it dies. Now zoom out because this isn't one pack. It's a flood. Picture the first big wave of electric cars, the ones sold back in the 2010s, all aging out at once. By 2030, the world retires somewhere around 250 to 350 gigawatt hours of batteries every single year. That's roughly 30 to 45 million packs a year. And it keeps climbing toward 5 to 800 gigawatt hours a year by 2040, marching toward terawatt scale. China, Europe, and the United States lead the volumes. Here's the thing, that's two stories at once. It's a colossal waste problem. Millions of packs that could catch fire, leach metals, or just pile up. And it's a colossal opportunity, an above-ground resource we built on purpose, sitting right there. The whole episode hangs on one question. When that wave hits, do we bin it, reuse it, or mine it? Let's start with the rule book for that decision. There's a pecking order here, and it all comes down to one idea, how much value you keep. Picture a staircase at the top, the brightest step. Reuse or repurpose. Take that retired pack and use it again. The whole pack, or its building block modules. We call that second life, and it sits on top because you keep all the engineering already baked in. The cells, the wiring, the years of design work. You don't throw any of that away. Only when a pack is too degraded or too damaged to reuse do you go down a step to recycle, break it back into raw materials. And dead last, the dim step we cross out. Dispose, landfill. That's lost metals plus fire and leaching risk, and it's never the goal. Notice why the staircase even exists, because batteries retire at 80%, not zero. That leftover health is what makes the top step possible. So let's climb down it properly. Second life first. Why does it actually work? Here's the trick that makes second life work. A car is a brutal customer. It demands high power, fast charging, lightweight, long range. It's never satisfied. But a grid battery or a home battery, it's gentle. It sips energy slowly and gives it back slowly. It doesn't care how heavy it is. It just parks in a field or a garage and does the easy job. So a pack the car rejects at 80% is still perfect for storing your solar power for the evening, smoothing out the grid, or backing up your house when the lights go out. Same cells, far lower demands. The car's reject becomes the grid's gold, and the numbers are real. In that gentle duty, a retired pack degrades just 1 to 2% a year, drifting from 80% down towards 60 or 70 over a decade. That's roughly 5 to 10 extra years of useful life. One battery, 2 careers. But if it's this good, why isn't every retired pack already out there working? Let me be honest with you. Second life is real, but it's hard. The real projects exist. Nissan has built thousands of home and grid storage units from used electric car packs. Car makers back solar farms with them. Arenas and data centers use them for backup. But here's the catch nobody mentions. Every retired pack is a snowflake. Different chemistries, different makers, different ages, different health, all jumbled together. One pack labeled 80% might really be anywhere from 75 to 85. So before you can trust them, you have to test every pack, sort it by health, and regroup the mismatched cells. And that testing costs $500 to $2,000 per pack. Add the uncertain lifespan, Add a warranty nobody wants to underwrite, and sometimes a brand new, cheap battery just undercuts the whole thing. So the bottleneck isn't the chemistry, it's the testing and sorting. Now, what about the packs too far gone for second life? Those we mine. When a pack truly can't be reused, here's the mindset shift. It's not trash, it's ore. An astonishingly rich ore. Think about natural rock for a second. A nickel or cobalt mine might dig up rock that's 0.5% to maybe 2% metal. The rest is just stone you have to crush and discard. But a battery cathode? It's packed with those same metals by design, tens of percent. That makes a spent pack 3 to 10 times richer than the rock we dig out of the ground. One pack can hold as much nickel and cobalt as 10 to 50 tons of mined ore. Inside sit lithium, nickel, cobalt, manganese, copper, aluminum, even graphite. The exact materials the whole world is scrambling to secure. We call it the urban mine. Recycling is just mining a vein we already dug up and refined once. This isn't only waste cleanup, it's supply security. So how do we actually crack that pack open? Let's get our hands dirty. Every recycling route, no matter how fancy, starts the same way. And it's shared by all of them. First, you collect and sort the dead cells. Then comes the step you cannot skip. Discharge. You drain each cell down to a low, safe voltage. Why? Because a charged lithium-ion cell, if you shred it live, can catch fire. So you make it safe first. Then you shred and feed the whole cell into an industrial shredder and tear it apart. Now you sieve and run magnets over the fragments to grab the easy wins, the steel casing, the copper and aluminum foils. High-purity copper alone worth $500 to $1,000 a pack. And what's left behind is the real prize, a dark powder we call black mass. That black mass is concentrated electrode material, the cathode and anode powders holding the lithium, nickel, cobalt, manganese, and graphite. Roughly half to 2/3 of the pack's weight ends up here. Black mass is the feedstock for everything that follows. So what do we do with it? Route 1, fire. The oldest, toughest recycling route is also the bluntest. Pyrometallurgy. Don't let the word scare you. Pyro just means fire. You smelt it, dump the black mass, even whole packs, into a furnace and crank it past 1400 degrees Celsius. At that heat, the valuable nickel, cobalt, and copper melt together into a single metal alloy you pour off and refine, and you recover 90+% of them. It's wonderfully tolerant. You can feed it mixed, dirty, even partly charged cells, and it just works. That's why it runs at industrial scale today. But it's brutal too. The fierce heat is energy hungry. The lithium, manganese, and aluminum are lost into the slag, the stony waste, recovering basically zero lithium. And the graphite, burned off as fuel. So you get a robust, proven process that throws away the lithium and the carbon. Useful, but wasteful. And that exact waste, the lithium going up in smoke, is the problem the next route was invented to fix. We'll dissolve it instead of burning it.